In a, in episode 288,
Look at that. I ripped off my toenail and everything. It's all bleeding.
No.
All right.
The Xperts podcast with the property expert. If it's happening in Upland, it's the place you want to check first. With your host too stupid to win and thank me later. Bringing the strategy, news, and cool charts with all the data. This is Upland, where the metaverse goes down. Genesis, San Fran, to Rio, and all around. Don't miss a week, you never know what they'll say next. It's the Upland property experts, baby, UPX.
I agree, James Taylor. That is the worst intro ever out of all the shows we've ever done. Welcome to episode 288 of the Upland Property Experts podcast. Shaq, do you know you're still on stage? City Pigeon, thank you for making it the
City
worst
Pigeon.
intro ever.
He was first in chat and he made a request. And we are all about the community.
We are all about the community.
So I couldn't deny the first request. I feel like it's when you go to The Godfather on today on my daughter's birthday. Like it's the first request of the show. I feel obligated to oblige.
It's just whiskey and turtles, man. Whiskey and turtles.
Oh, I took a turtle. Brutal.
You took a turtle or you gave a turtle?
Just move on.
Just move on. I got it. So this is G Week, sixth G Week out there. They put out some new rings. A lot of events going on. I saw people's spreadsheets to keep everything straight. A lot of stuff going on. Hard to keep track of everything. You see now, Swarley's just trying to encourage you.
No, sorry. Goldie isn't here. So no.
I mean,
more.
you did bare your chest to us last week.
I know. No more shenanigans on that front. That was influenced by Goldie and Cheese and the Vegas VIP suite. So this week, unfortunately, will probably be a little bit more dull.
So did the suite get cleaned up before your girl got into town?
Not as much as she would have liked it. She spent probably the first, like after everybody left at like midnight, she was there probably an hour, like straightening things up and putting everything in order. Yeah. Anyway.
But you tell him to just do something and he does the opposite, Swarley. I mean, yeah, you've been with us for a few years, Swarley. Yeah.
Swarley knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Swarley wants to see more man nip. I know.
And don't forget, next week is our 5-year anniversary show too.
5 years. You don't want to miss it. The surprise we got for you will leave you shell shocked.
Turtles. My oldest son walks around and just randomly says turtles for no reason at all.
Yeah, it's called Tourette's. You should probably get him checked out.
No.
How close was your wife to the microwave while you were having that baby?
My youngest is Tourette's, the way he drops F-bombs.
I have a problem. Can we say titties?
You just did.
So I have a problem anytime I see a pair of breasts that I instinctually just scream, titties! With an absolute kid-like enjoyment. Sorry if Kid Chow's watching. But it makes it very difficult to go to places like art museums because even like if it's like a statue, I'm just a child. Like I can't not. It feels so good. Like, and it's not bad. Like I love them. I love them all.
I mean, it's a little bit better, I think, in a museum if you do it because you can just say you're appreciating the art there.
Yeah.
And the statues don't slap.
Yeah.
and the
I
paintings
mostly
don't
get
slap.
slapped. Yeah, I mean, you would think I'd get slapped by the people who were showing it, but usually it's whoever I'm with who's more upset about it. Usually, whoever's ever shown it's like, yeah. And by the way, I don't discriminate. Somebody's like, "What if it was like a 90-year-old lady?" Believe I still be screaming it. If I can put it in my mouth, I'm screaming about it. That's all I'm saying.
All right, we're moving on.
I just, yeah,
Congratulations, Hyde Park Ninjas on Broadcasters of the Year.
yeah. Oh wait, they haven't announced it yet. Oh yeah,
They
we
have
are.
not announced it yet. That is
Yeah,
tomorrow. And you
no.
continue to work on shooting our chances down each
Every
and every.
time I see a llama, I scream, "I love Upland!"
now
Um,
you're just reaching.
like a puppet. Anyway,
All
you
right.
didn't miss anything. You haven't missed anything. Honestly, if you've been watching for the last 5 years, it would be debatable if you've missed anything.
I was going to say that is something I hope I have time. I'm off next week. I'm off of work next week. But my wife's out of town for the first 3 days again. And I'm hoping to put some fun stuff together. Looking back at 5 years, we had some fun times, and I also want to count how many times we labeled an episode bad, because we had 1 or 2 bad shows a year that it was just like a struggle to get through, and appreciate the audience for making it through those shows.
Do you remember our first bad show?
Yes, it was. I named it Better After 21 Minutes.
Was that the one with the interview with that guy?
Yes.
Oh my God, I was so glad. I was like, man, I really hope we're thinking of the same one. When we
Oh, yeah.
interviewed that Web3 guy.
Yeah, he was a DeFi guy.
Oh my God. It was it was like one of our first non-direct Uplander things ever. And oh no, you did not. Is that true? Go somebody confirm that. I need a confirmation from Cheese or Morty can
Well, he
text
probably did it at his house.
me. Oh
Yeah, but
man. Well, there goes that. I mean, you can still do hashtag
little bitty.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, but that guy, he just went on, and I still wasn't good at trying to steer an interview. I was still trying to figure that out, but that was that was rough.
Yeah. Yeah, that was all right. There you go. 50,000 UpX in lieu of the cup. All right. Buttery nipple. That's funny. Oh man, do we have all of the nominees in one place? Wait,
No, we
where's
don't have
Vulgar?
Y2K.
Oh, and Vulgar is Vulgar here?
I have not seen Vulgar. He usually jumps in halfway through the show.
All right.
I have not seen Vulgar.
Oh yeah, Y2K doesn't watch us.
He does.
Does he?
Yeah.
Live though? I mean,
No, not live. Not live.
I mean,
no.
obviously he watches us. Everybody watches us. How else are they going to make content if they don't steal it from us?
Yeah.
Got him. Got him.
Oh, whiskey and turtles.
Whiskey Jim in the house. This is Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. Yeah, you threw me for a loop when I text you. I'm like, I don't know if we're having a show tonight because everything was just crashing, and you're like, what? Everything in the store just went down. I'm like, yeah, you didn't need to buy what you're buying. You're like, oh, it was liquor. I'm like, you don't drink. So that threw me for a loop this afternoon.
Yeah, no, we're hosting a game night. This new party game just kicked off on Kickstarter, and we have an advanced play copy of it. And they actually got fully funded in just 2 days.
That's awesome.
they started on the 10th. They raised $10,000 in the first 2 days, which is an unbelievable accomplishment. And yeah. So anyway, yeah, it's coalition and cocktails. So I went because I was like, we don't have alcohol in the house for the cocktails. Also, is my video like choppy to you? It looks choppy in my
No,
playback.
you're smooth. You're smooth right now.
All right, cool. But yeah, I was at the liquor store and there was some other people that needed a liquor way more than I did. The dude behind me was literally itching. And I knew, like, I
Oh,
had my suspicion.
that's the meth.
No. He wasn't. He was just an alcoholic for sure.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
yeah. But like I had my suspicions, but then I got confirmed when the guys at the front were like, yeah, you're a regular. You can like, we'll just take down your credit card information and charge it later. And if it doesn't work, you'll be in again later. We'll figure it out. And I was just like, bro shops here. And he was just buying like a little bottle of Fireball and a little bottle of Crown.
Oh
And
my.
I was
Oof.
just like, bro, I was like, what? Maui, all choppy. Yeah, I feel like I'm choppy, but
Huh. Maui, it's
and
way too early for it to be good morning for you.
who says I'm not?
You got a storm going on there, SC? Yeah. All right. Lot to jump into for the week. Now I know they changed up Sparklet Wars. They did Rise of the Machines. Did you follow that this week where they had the drones and then the ultimate boss once all the drones went down?
Oh, you mean where they told everyone to get locked, loaded, and rally in LA? That one?
Yes, that one. I was trying to avoid I was trying to avoid the not thinking about what was going on in the real world, but still wanting to talk about the mechanics of the event. Yes.
Oh,
Yes, that
my
was
bad.
bad. You don't want to get lock loaded in LA and put the post out when there's people lock
I
and
mean,
loaded
I
in
think
LA and
I mean mechanics aside, um, I don't know because I didn't play it. But I just go if they were roadblocked, like let's say that they had reached their million people, that would have been a disaster. Like an actual disaster for them. They would have been canceled. They couldn't continue on. Luckily, they're small enough that it doesn't really matter. But those kind of mistakes at scale would destroy a brand. Like full stop. So, okay, tell me we'll put that aside. How were the mechanics? How did you guys enjoy it? It looks like people in the audience enjoyed it. They said it was a lot of fun. I saw like the flying drones, which was cool. Um,
yeah, I forgot I had a property for sale for $10 and somebody thought it was good enough to buy that to put their cannon or their bazooka on there. Now, a lot of secondary property sales there. Some people got surprised because their properties went that have been sitting there for a while. Some other people were opportunistic and jacked up their property prices and made people think about that. Now, I forgot over the last 3 Sparklet Wars where I put all my cannons, so I could only find one of my cannons, and I didn't have the 10 minutes to search through all my map assets to find what properties I have my other cannons on. So I just had my one cannon set up on the big boss, and a lot of my properties were nowhere close to the drones that were set up across the city, but I think, this was something that you talked about where you're engaging the community to fight a common thing. So I
yeah,
think this was more community building versus teaming up. I think it did a lot for the community. So
yeah. No, overall, again, like it sounded like it was a really good event. It sounded like it had great community appeal. Um, I like all those mechanics. And again, I recognize and understand it's just a coincidence and an unfortunate coincidence. But again, And all you would have had to do is just change the wording slightly, um, especially on the push notifications specifically, to just, be a little bit more sensitive on that. Because for instance, like, I mean, maybe it's an over. I'm gonna leave. I don't want to keep beating this dead horse because
Yeah.
I really, it's not that big of a deal. It was more kind of funny, but uh, in all honesty, like if you were in LA, living through it, and you got that push notification, it might not be as funny to
Yeah.
you.
But Shaq, I should not have to use Boilerman's tool to easily locate my assets. I should be able to filter that.
Yeah.
Um,
No. Yeah. Yep. Agreed there. But yeah, no, I love an event that brings the community against like again a common opponent to go for a set goal that drives things like secondary sales, that drives reuse of assets. Those are all really positive things. Um, so I love that. I hope that there's more of that.
yeah. And the Discords, a lot of Discord servers were very active with people putting the locations of the drones that were out there. And then at the end, as long as you made it onto the leaderboard, you got one level of gamified earnings boost. Now, if you do all 12 missions this season, you get 15.2%. But that can even be pumped all the way up to 17% this time. We haven't 17% used to be, yeah, 17.3, I think, used to be
Yeah.
what you would earn when the game originally started. So you can get close back to original for the next season. So I thought that was pretty cool that they would bump your gamified earnings off of this too.
Yeah, I won't be surprised if over time we see that gap widen, right? I think that Upland is realizing that um that having a mechanic, people are very motivated to keep that interest rate high, right?
Right.
I think that that's a very smart dial to play with. Even though it technically negative affects me, as my dial, the I play less, so my percentage is much lower than it normally would be. My earnings is much lower, but I think that that's fair. I think that's how it should be. If you are not active, you shouldn't get the full benefit. And I like the idea that the people who are most active can actually increase it even higher. So I hope as the player base, as maybe people who have higher monthly earnings, if they stop being as active, that they increase that gap even more, right? Like I personally wouldn't want that because that's going to hurt my earnings, but at the end of the day, I think it's better to drive that activity with the active players.
City, is this a question? Quality of life improvement, POV versus asset search? Is that a question, or you believe that that's better? Just curious there.
I mean, asset search is a quality of life improvement.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand that.
I mean, I think the POV, the views of being able to, drop down and kind of go through and see everybody's properties up close like that. I like that, but there are
Oh,
things.
yeah. I mean, that's cool. Oh, POV they thought was greater.
Okay.
Oh, I see what you're
Okay.
saying.
All right. All right. Yeah.
No, the POV is an interesting addition, but yeah, if I'm choosing over quality of life versus POV, it's a no-brainer. I don't understand. Um, it
Yeah.
does look awesome. It's super cool.
It-
I mean, the thing is, it feels like street views. Like everyone's
yeah.
like, "Oh, it's so cool! I can go to the street view of my property." You do it like once or twice. You find out who owns a dildo shop, and then you're done with it. Like,
But you remember when that was a thing? Like people were trying to sell their properties based off of their street view, and we had to scream for months that that can change. Next time Google's car goes through or somebody uploads a photo to Google of that area, it changes.
yeah, yeah. So, I mean, it's to me, it's a fad feature. People will be fascinated, but It doesn't add any actual functionality.
I can see the future functionality, but right now there's no functionality other than something cool to do.
Yeah. I mean, sure. Future potential all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah. So I really enjoyed that event. The scavenger hunt's been fun. They did the multi-city scavenger hunt where um you started out you started out in Miami, had the scavenger hunt in Miami. The next one started in Manhattan, then you had to go to Chicago to finish it off. And then today's scavenger hunt, you were in New Orleans, Las Vegas, and San Francisco.
Yeah.
Uh, I did like that. And once again, the discords, you get into a good discord group and people are finding these things pretty quickly. Um, a lot of the San Francisco ones were all like Shaq's property. She was all over over it. So
Good.
she did a great job decorating. Um,
Shack Attack.
and then you got Genesis Lore episode 3 for Hunt 1, episode 4 for Hunt 2, and episode 5 for Hunt 3. And then the people that complete it all will get a Block Explorer. And they do have this whole game thing, so it's encased in I do like the throwback to the 80s games. There was nothing like going to the store and having your looking at your GI Joes or whatever, and like, ooh, I want that one. Or so I do like the nostalgia behind the theme on this Genesis.
Sorry, just catching up. Wait, did the live stream not happen? Oh, is
Yeah,
that an
no.
old-
So they were trying to do the roadmap update live stream during when everything
My
was crap in the
phone
bed.
just got caught up on that because it just sent me that message now, which is weird. Anyway, the big announcement is next week,
Next week, pop it.
and we can neither confirm nor deny that it is that we have an exclusive interview with a very high-profile Uplander. Let's just say we plan on bringing our A game next week.
Trying.
So you don't want to miss it. It will be an episode people will be talking about for minutes, maybe hours afterwards. It's going to blow your mind. Anyway.
Yeah. Now, they're also giving away their second historic stock car. Those are the cool ones we talked about a while ago. And this is for the Ledger event. I have not seen that announcement. A lot of our listeners did win this week, so it was not the stock car, but they did win a lot of things this week during G Week. A lot of giveaways. So good for them. I know that geez, so many updates. I got lost.
And when are they announcing that we won back-to-back broadcaster of the year? Is that happening tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Oh, so the finalists for the Sunflower Nursery, the 101 Sunflower Nursery, Mike 3266, King Cody, who always watches the show, QBU 1997, Sant Mago, Trendy Pop watches the show, was part of 31 Uplanders in 31 days.
Oh, nice.
iGuard, the one and only racing legend City Pigeon, and the other racing legend Vape High Guy.
Wow.
So good luck.
That. I'm here for all of you that watch the show. City Pigeon, Vape, who I already forgot the other name.
King Cody.
Oh yeah.
Trendy Pop.
Sorry. King Cody, Trendy Pop. I hope you all win. The rest of you, get back. No.
Well, only one of them can win.
I know, but I want one of those to win. I don't want anybody else to win. Shout me out. I'll shout you out, Unspoken Bullet. What up, brother? Oh wait, are you on the list? Could you win? I don't think so. Yeah.
Flash Challenge. Rodrigo won the Flash Challenge. Ace, Coach Funk, Shaq, Phil 009, Danny P 2000, Lily Field. Almost all watchers of the show.
I would have thought for sure my performance last week I would have won a flash challenge.
That is true. And then Lightning Leg won 25,000 UpX for burning their gold pass, along with just NFT 3
Let's
and
go.
WMP LLC. Sincere 87. Yeah.
Oh,
A lot of familiar happy MFer, Android 2000.
Dang.
A lot of good names winning stuff this Genesis week.
I love that. Do you think that is, yeah, I love that. That's fantastic. I am glad that active community members and names that we've seen time and time again are winning and up for prizes this Genesis week. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So good luck to the weekly ledger event. Somebody's going to get that historic stock car. So good there. Hong Kong launched today.
Minus $20 for
Oh, that's a good one, Swarley.
That's good.
Hong Kong released today. When was the last time you took place in a city launch?
I couldn't even tell you.
I thought you'd be excited for Hong Kong.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Last time they did Genesis Live. It's actually Dr. Pepper. I do have root beer though. I love some root beer. Yeah, I don't really. Hong Kong, no. Singapore, I would burn some UpX in Singapore. I would probably burn some in Melbourne, because I lived in Melbourne. But yeah, Bermuda G Week 24 was, actually Bermuda. Oh wait, was Bermuda after?
So you had the April Fool's Bermuda, and then you had the G Week full release.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? I think Bermuda would have been the last one then, because I
Okay.
don't think I even participated in the G Week launch. Yes, I did. I think I did. I don't know, but Bermuda would have been the last one.
Now, it was pricey. I mean, they told you it was pricey. They said that the average mint price it was pretty high. Average price was 185,573 UpX.
Ooh.
Yeah. Max price was 7.1 million UpX. They got 20 landmarks in Hong Kong.
Really?
Yeah, 9 neighborhoods, 10 collections. It's going to be a tier 3 for treasure hunters.
For now or forever?
Forever.
Oh. That's
Yeah.
unfortunate. Hong Kong does not feel like a tier. How are you going to have 20 landmarks and be a tier 3?
Right? I mean,
That was a misprint on the average price for sure. That's a titty pigeon.
Yeah, because I saw I picked up a lot of 50, 60, 70,000 UpX properties. I don't know.
But I mean, you gotta consider.
But there were a lot of big properties,
I mean,
million, 2 million, 3
million.
million. Yeah.
Yeah. Hong Kong. I feel like Hong Kong being a tier 3 feels weird.
It does.
I mean, are they saying that Hong Kong is the oh man, I had it. What was the first janky tier 3? Right below San Fran.
Clovis?
No, the bigger one.
Bakersfield?
No, the first one. What was the first stupid Fresno? No.
Fresno?
No, what's
There was
what?
There was Clovis, Bakersfield, and Fresno. Those are the ones before they went to LA. And you had Oakland.
Wasn't Fresno? Fresno, yeah, Fresno.
Okay.
So are they saying that Hong Kong is the Fresno of Asia? Fresno, thank you. Yeah, it was Fresno. Yeah, remember the Fresno burners?
Oh yeah. Well, they were the Clovis burners too. But yeah,
Mm, anyway,
no. But either way, there are a lot of large, expensive properties in
maybe.
Hong Kong, so I can see that's why the average property price was so high. But you could get it was still expensive, 1,000 per up square, 800 per up square, 1,200 per up square. So it
Yeah.
was
For a tier
expensive.
3,
Yeah,
like
for a tier 3
if they're saying it's tier 3, I mean, San
treasure
Fran
hunting.
San Fran was 100 UPX per up square back in the day.
But it's the overall. I think it's because of the overall size of Hong Kong.
You think?
Yeah, it has a smaller footprint. But Manhattan's a tier 1.
20 landmarks. How are you going to be tier 3 with 20 landmarks?
Yeah,
Anyway.
just weird.
Eh,
They
what
do
else we got?
have they have the Genesis Gold Rush Master Hunter Challenge. What's at stake? Another Block Explorer. And then top 100 will get episode 2 of the Genesis season lore. And then 3 grand prizes entries are up for grabs for the entry for the Sunflower.
Very cool.
And then they released the rings. Did you see the
Wait,
rings this year?
actually, maybe, but no. Somebody did because it was 3,000, 1,500.
Yes. And that's what they've always been.
That's what I was trying to tell somebody, and they were like, "No, they weren't." And I was like,
No,
"Yeah."
it's always
I
been that
remember
way
the
because
first one for
I
sure was because I remember Dizzy had dropped like 3 grand right before they released the rings, and
yeah,
then they released the rings, and he's like, "Oh man."
yeah. And we were sitting there and it had to be about 10 o'clock or so in the morning. And I was sitting, I kept contemplating throughout the morning. I'm like, do I really do this? I'm like, I,
Yeah, we were all up, like, just looking at the screen itching, like, "Ugh." Because at the time, like, 3,000,000 UpX was worth $3,000.
yes.
Like, so you were getting a one-of-one Block Explorer for free, legit. Because 3,000,000 UpX in buying power, then, like, there was a lot to spend on.
So that's this year's Genesis ring.
Okay. Feels a little try hard, but okay.
Yeah, that's
The
the 3,000.
3,000.
Yep.
I mean,
And that's the 1,000, which there's 5 of those.
well,
And
it's
then,
actually interesting because somebody is going to have to correct me on this, but I believe in Asian cultures, and I believe this is a true fact, that like a lion with its mouth open like that is actually considered. Wait, why does it say 2026?
mm-mm.
No, I think
It
it's
says all of them said 2025.
anyway. Um, is considered bad luck. And because I feel like I remember a story about like MGM or a casino or a hotel, and they had the entrance to their hotel go through a giant lion's mouth. And there was a big upset in the Asian population, which, if you're not aware, they are big time spenders at casinos. They don't play around. They are whales. They drop some money, and they had to redesign the whole thing because Asian players would not play because they didn't want to go through that lion's mouth. They saw it as unlucky. Similar thing happened in Singapore. They have this like twisty bridge that leads up to Marina Bay Sands, and like it's superstitious. Like gamblers won't walk through it because it like I don't know, bad juju. But anyway,
Ooh. Jeez. So
oh, there. See, I'm not like if it's for real. So again, like lions with their mouth open are not bad luck in Africa. What were we what are talking about Africa for? And honestly, I would think that they would be, because if I see a lion with a mouth open in Africa, I'm gonna be probably eating. Um, to do, they couldn't afford to have it done. Nice. Yeah. I wish I wish somebody would pay me to stop. Like, I'm sure if you asked that they would. You should just go on the subway and start staring at people, just like dead eyed, and then be like, "Can you stop looking at me?" And you're like, "For a price." And then when they're like, "How much?" And you're like, "A lock of your hair." And then you go to jail. But that would be fun.
Yeah. So Sydney's ultimately going to be a tier one. The average property price was 67,974. UpX, they had currently about 20,000 released. So there's more expansion there. Um, but yeah, the math ain't mathing on this.
Yeah. I would like to see. Yeah, I mean, they usually announce a big city at the end of Genesis week as well.
Right.
I'm waiting for the next drive only city. Holy crap. I can't. I actually can't.
And that was the interesting thing about the G Week rings is only the one of one has its mouth open. The other two have its mouth closed.
Yeah. Dubai. You know what would be kind of interesting is if they released like an African city that could only be gotten to by private plane. Um,
Ooh.
so like I could see if they really wanted to do. Hey, Quantum and I are on the same page there. Yeah,
Yeah.
fly only, but
And
private
you
plane.
have to fly into Djibouti first to get to
Djibouti.
where. Yeah, that's a stop, Djibouti. It's legit. Go look it up.
I believe you. It's just really that's the kind of show you want to put on. We're going on the safari. Yeah, that'd be cool. There's a lot of stuff that they could do thematically with that too. You didn't like a drive to city. Yeah, I think a fly to city would be also stupid, but it doesn't mean that they won't do it. I can finally open Pigeon Air. There you go. Quantum, you can have my private plane. I don't even think I have a private plane. Although I thought we were supposed to get one, right?
Well,
Or we-
you had opportunities to buy it
when?
a couple of times in the past year.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought there was something about like the chief executives all got one. Did I misunderstand that? I thought chief executives, I thought that was part of the thing that chief executives got one. But
Look,
anyway,
there's Djibouti. The D silent.
Cairo would be awesome. I love the pyramids. Yeah, that'd be fun.
I think we should go Yobuki Djibouti.
Jeez, old Pete's. You get the option to buy one.
Yeah.
Buy one. Oh, maybe that's it.
Yeah, it was an option.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I missed that.
Yeah. Um, did you do anything this week to earn your Genesis Week badge?
Nope.
No. Okay. So you got these Genesis 25 badges. Those are going on too. That closed out today. And then they had the Genesis Forge burn. And some of the block explorers, it really drove up some of the prices on the secondary market. You really had to think about um, if you wanted to buy something secondary to burn. If you got 10 points, you would earn a Genesis Week 25 block explorer. But I didn't want to burn anything because it would have put me without that block explorer. And then I looked on the secondary market and I just didn't want to waste the UpX.
What were they burning?
They were burning from the cheapest points to the most expensive: Echo of Aid, Black Friday 21 Football, Cinematic Savior, Uncanny Zombie, Genesis Light Bike, Vanilla Sandbox, Dapper Duck, Technicolor Connector, New Year's 22 Snowman, Spooky Ghost, 2022 Cameroon Mug, and Inkheart.
Okay.
I was surprised they just threw a random mug in there. I guess that must have been a low minted or low purchase block explorer when they were doing that with the FIFA Cup.
Yeah. Interesting.
And this year it was just, a lot of events going on. Had to check your calendar, had to check your spreadsheet, but it just felt different, going from a couple of digital G weeks, 2020, 2021, then going to 3 live G weeks, being able to experience the 3 live G weeks. And you had a lot of stuff going on, because I remember last year sitting in the hotel room and Dizzy and I were just trying to race to rack up points to make sure we got enough to earn our G Week 24 badges. Trying to balance the online stuff with the live stuff was challenging. And then you had the interviews and all that. The interviews were a little more spaced out this week, because when they do G Week Live, they schedule the interviews back to back to back in the Vegas studio. So all the broadcasts were kind of spread out this week. It was just, it's different. I don't think it was bad. It was just different from what you've been used to the last 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like there was a lot of activity and engagement, which is great. Without
People,
being able to take off the week and have the justification of like, yeah, I'm not gonna work, so I can spend. I think like that probably played a factor into how much people could engage. I think certain people have more flexibility with that, so being digital, especially on a global scale, I'm sure was beneficial to a lot of people. Um, but yeah, I mean, the promise when it went to digital was like, yeah, we're gonna blow your minds. And I won't speak for anybody else. I mean, I haven't seen anything like that made me go, oh my gosh, I'm so glad it was digital. This is so much better. Um, but that's just me. Yeah, like they should have had like that. It sounds like that LA PVE event was like the pinnacle of G Week, and really it should have been those like every 6 hours or something, like some really cool small stuff nonstop. um Mini events and giveaways and just make it super super engaging, so you never wanted to be offline, because that's how it felt when you're in person. Like you wanted to be engaged all day in Upland every day. So hey, well, Robert says it was nonstop for him, so yeah.
I mean, between, and that was the interesting thing too, is they had to adjust the timeline for the last scavenger hunt because of the Hong Kong release. And that was nice. I did like that Upland released the travel here. You pick a property in a city, travel here, it maps everything out for you. You hit the button and it's done. I did like that they released it before these multi-city scavenger hunts and the release for Hong Kong. It made travel super easy. So that was a nice improvement, and that was nice to see.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a cool addition. I am curious how that plays out with the earnings of the various. Did they specify that? Like the technical how that's
No,
allocated to the owners of the terminals?
no, and that's what I'm curious about too. Is how does that base off the terminal payouts? And I know when you pull up an airport, you usually pick the cheapest one and select that one, as long as they have flights available. Um, Yeah, but they really didn't say how. uh, I think they did mention it. I think it's divided up. I have to reread the article about it. As we talk about it, I think they did mention something about it.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, it feels like that kind of stuff should have more transparency, because if you are a terminal owner, those terminal like earnings are not insignificant.
Yeah.
And if it is, blanket spread for all auto travel, then I might set mine to higher. And like, because there's two factors. There's one, how does the payout go? And then there's a second factor of, does it take away, because there's a limited number of spaces of cents per day per location.
Right.
So, oh,
Yeah, and you are correct, Lightning Leg. I have not seen those emails in the last couple months either. Last one I have in my email is the February terminal UpX earnings.
oh, don't love that. But yeah, I don't know. But anyway, like those are important things. Terminal ownership is a big deal. It's one of the bigger single time investments that I think a lot of players go for. I mean, these terminals cost thousands of dollars. And is, they're kind of the cornerstone of some people's collections. For I would say a standard player, if they owned one, it would probably be among their top properties that they owned. So the reality is, like having the understanding of, does it go lowest with the highest number of available slots left, and then trickle down? Does it rotate systematically through them? Because, for instance, there's some terminals that have significantly more available sends than anyone else. Also, cheese, and I can't believe y'all are playing Dune, A, without me, and B, while you're watching this show. I'm hurt and offended. But also, I don't blame you. Anyway, my last payment for owning a train terminal was $100.
Ooh.
Nice. I'm trying to wrap it up. He's just dragging this out.
We're only at 47 minutes.
It feels like days. Oh, you made your Karpov 38? Let's go. I'm using knives, man. I like it. I'm what's the people that do the speaking? I named it Timothy. Nice. The Bene Gesserit, and I just go, get over here, and then they just walk over to me, and I take my knife and I stab them. And I got the bloodthirsty knife, so I automatically collect their blood. It's fantastic. Give me a shout out, or I'm posting pics.
Unspoken Bullet, what up?
No, I want to see what the pics he's gonna post are. You've got me intrigued. Post them. Do it. Make my day. What's up with you? I have no idea. Oh, from Vegas. That's funny.
Oh, from the first year. Out on the scene with Loyal.
Oh no.
He was with you. He was with you.
Dude, do you have Vegas pics from year one? From live G Week Live 1? Where
Mhm.
Loyal Doyle, former
was with you.
broadcaster of the year, was getting whipped by a dominatrix? Do you have those photos? Because that is hilarious. If you haven't seen it, those are amazing. Anyway,
I got a pic of you paying for that.
I mean, I did. Dude, he didn't know. He was just like getting this fun pic. I tipped one of those doms $100, and I said, do not under any circumstance hold back. And they beat the crap out of him. And then he tried to fight back. He tried to fight them and lost horribly. And it was amazing. And he got a bloody nose. And it was unreal. That was a crazy night. Anyway, doesn't he still eat grass now? They did. They did unspeakable things to him. He is not allowed back in the Mormon church after what they did to him. That's facts.
Oh, geez. All right. Yeah, it's been an eventful Genesis week.
Mm-hmm.
Just feels different. Oh, they did have the kart challenge. They had 2 tracks for you to race on, and then your cumulative score between the 2 tracks would place you on the leaderboard too. So I thought that was fun, bringing in the karts, having the kart courses there. So they had the Holly Park Speedway and the heart of San Francisco, and that ran from Tuesday to Thursday.
That's not true, is it?
No, that's not true. He's got a wife and kids.
I was going to say, I think he's got kids now.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't mean that that's not true still, but
He's got a wife and kids now.
they started the G Week event off with racing. So that makes
They did.
Oh, okay. I mean,
You never know nowadays.
no judgment. Anyway.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know your memory's not the best, but are you going to be able to, when I ask you next week, what are your top 5 favorite episodes of the podcast over the last 5 years? Would you be able to rattle off 5?
No. Because there's so many to choose from.
No, there's so many you don't remember.
There's a lot that I don't remember. I'll give somebody 100,000 UpX to post no, I'm not even going to actually put that out there. No, I don't actually want that. Never mind. I'm not giving any money away for anything. He's going to need other people to tell me. Yeah, I want you guys to tell me what my favorite episode was.
And everybody that's listening, definitely get your top 5 ready, because we want to talk about that next week.
Yeah, top 5 for 5. 5 for 5. We should pick like one a year. One each year.
Well, some years were better than other years.
Well, I think that makes it more challenging. Did I say that your interview was the best? For the record, I said that to all of them. So, sorry. The cat's out of the bag.
Yeah. Now, the 31 Uplanders in 31 days do not count as the episode, but that was a great series.
That was definitely the best series of the show. I definitely liked, we had a couple round panel discussions. I almost died on your show. Definitely a cheese co-host show. Yeah, those would be up there. Count as one episode for all. Then that definitely is up there. Definitely one of my favorite, and I guess I should save it for next week. But I've enjoyed every episode that we had with Dirk and Don, but my episodes, all of my favorite ones, almost certainly, are when Dirk has come on the show. His enthusiasm and joy are absolutely palpable. His AI renditions of the podcast theme song are still among my favorite things that have ever happened on this show.
Oh, I'll bring them up next week.
Yeah, so like that is like not even, that's easily probably in the top 3, if not my favorite. Is really anything involving Dirk.
I did not count the marathon holiday show last season as an episode. That was just since we had Goldie and cheese and everything, I did not count that as an episode.
Yeah. The Wars rant. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe that's, everyone should tell, what was your favorite rant and who it was from? I think, Two Stupids only had a handful of rants. One of which was redacted. I've had dozens of rants, which only one has been redacted. So statistically, Too Stupid has had significantly higher
No,
percentage of
we've only
rants
put
redacted.
we've only well, okay,
Yeah.
statistically, because yeah, you're right. I was going to say we've only had 2 episodes, one for me, one for you, but
That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
But the number of rants. So
right.
the number of rants I've had,
Yes,
I have a much lower percent of redaction. Where you're at
right.
like 50%. 50% of your rants have been redacted. Only like 1% of my rants have been redacted. Now, granted, my rant did get us entirely blackballed. So, I mean, I guess you got to weigh that out.
I mean, there was yeah, but we thought it was a joke.
Yeah, yeah.
We thought it was a
Clearly,
joke.
Upland didn't feel that way. Any
Now,
show where TML calls out a certain chat moderator. Oh, you mean that ass clown?
no,
What's his name? I don't even remember his name. Everyone knows who he is. Squall turd. Uh,
all right. Now, did you see the nice little clip that I made at the beginning of G Week?
yeah, I've enjoyed them all. You want to play some? Can we play them live?
Yeah.
If people haven't seen them? Yeah, start from me. And you got to share with audio. There's no audio.
Sorry.
Oh
I'll
my
fix that.
gosh.
I forgot. I'll
Oh
back it
yeah.
up.
We're blacklisted hard. Yeah, have you not
Stop
noticed?
it.
Okay. Are we not going to talk about the fact that we didn't get a single interview for all of Genesis Week, even though we're the reigning broadcasters of the year? Are we not going to talk about the fact that we have not got a single chance to talk about any of the announcements with any of the Upland team, and they have not even shuddered to try to do anything with us? We're just going to not address that?
All right.
Okay.
I'll address it in a minute. We'll play this one.
All right. I miss that sweater.
I want to say Genesis Week.
Put it at the beginning.
Genesis Week.
Genesis Week.
Look.
Genesis Live.
Is Genesis Hackathon?
G Week.
Genesis Week.
G Week by far.
Genesis Week.
Genesis, obviously. Genesis Week.
I love watching Hackathon at Genesis Week.
Genesis Week.
I haven't gone to Genesis Week, so hopefully someday I'll get to go, and then I can amend my answer to that.
If you haven't made it to Genesis Week at least once, you have to make it. It will change your whole perspective of this community.
Now, my
That wasn't
favorite.
even the whole thing. You started it halfway through.
I cut myself out. Nobody needs to hear me.
Oh, was it just you? Oh, well, then that's
yeah. Fine. Yeah. Nobody needs to hear me. Next one is my favorite one.
No, it was weird. And honestly, like, we apologized. And again, we genuinely thought it was a joke. When we realized it wasn't, we sincerely apologized. We took it down. And you know what? You know how we were rewarded with it? With being absolutely blackballed. Like, full stop.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't want to get into it, but now that you brought it up, I'll get into it. You know, I understand for the last 3 years, or actually last 4 Genesis weeks, Genesis Week in 2021. So we had Genesis Week 2020. We started the podcast a week after the first Genesis Week. 2021, we had Dirk and Edan on during Genesis Week for the interview. So we had them on, discussed, had an interview. 2022, we were at G Week Live. I flew in just to do the show. I flew in and I flew out that same day. I did the show, I did the meet and greet at the bar, and then I had to fly out and I missed all the fun. But you know, we interviewed Edan. 2023, we ended up interviewing Edan. 2024, we interviewed Dirk. And it's been a tradition. Got a lot of messages from people asking, like, hey, why aren't you guys doing the interviews? I saw a social media post about it, you know. And I understand if you want to give other people the opportunity, but have the courtesy. You know, we won the Broadcaster of the Year. We were nominated 3 years in a row up to that point for Broadcaster of the Year. Finally won in year 3. You know, just reach out and be like, hey, fellas, you know, you've always done G Week interviews. We understand, you know, you've been part of this. We want to expand it to some of our other content creators. And I would have been just fine with it. I thought it was rather... I was disappointed in the lack of communication, and that would have been just fine with me. I mean, Lightning Leg does a great job, or I mean, not Lightning. Lightning Leg does do a good job, but he didn't do interviews. The Vulgar Uplander, L Slack, he does a great job. The High Park Ninjas, that's our boys. You know, I mean, I have no problem with any of them. It was just the lack of engagement from Upland on it. I was just surprised as we got closer and closer to Genesis Week that nobody reached out to set anything up, and then all of a sudden the announcement dropped. You know, even just saying, hey, that for me, I don't know about you, thank me later, but for me, all it would have taken was say, hey, you know, you guys have been part of G Week, but we want to give this opportunity to other broadcasters.
Yeah. I mean, I would have been fine. Again, I'm more like, I'm upset on your behalf. So if you would have, like, if that would have been like okay with you, it would have been okay with me. Like, if you would have been like, yeah, no, I understand. Like, but it's bull crap. Like, it's bull crap, and they know it. And so it's whatever. Like, I mean, we haven't, like, they didn't give us any announcement. All of their stuff. Actually, you asked specifically X1 to have him or somebody come on about some of their announcements coming up, and nothing. Like, and to treat that to somebody who's been doing this for 5 years, who is now nominated 4 times in a row for Broadcaster of the Year. I understand that you might be upset with us. I understand that you're worried we might ask some hard questions and maybe not go super softball on you, but to then just hide, and I don't know. I don't like it. And it's absolutely insulting to me. And to me, it's insulting to Jim. Like, I actually would have been okay if they were like, we'll do an interview with Too Stupid, but we don't really like his vibe right now. I would have been fine with that. I would have been like, cool, give the interview to Too Stupid. He deserves it. He works his ass off to bring this broadcast to life. He worked his ass off to do 31 and 31. Like, no one in the game is doing the level of shit he's doing. Like, hate me all you want, but to not recognize his effort and not give him an opportunity, that's what pisses me off.
I appreciate this. Now, this one right here is, I know, I always segue. This one right here is this one right here is my favorite clip that we made out of the 31 Uplanders in 31 days. Love this one right here.
Oh, the community is essential to my Upland soul. Without it, when I say community, I mean, you know, I have like an inner circle of people I kind of rock with. I don't like, I'm not on general.
Oh, I played the wrong one. I was like, why is he talking so long? I'll load the right one up. I was like, why is Wolf talking so long?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and I know I wouldn't have brought it up. I feel I was not going to bring it up, but Puppet said it. Like, I really didn't want to go there. You know, because again, it is a behind the scenes thing, but it is something that has been brought up. And, you know, if somebody has like, I'm not going to shy away from any question. If somebody puts a legit question in the chat, again, like you've seen me respond to you. I don't have an update. I'm not Stosh. Stosh hasn't really given me an update. Honestly, after Pascal just like disappeared while we were actively in talks with doing some new, really freaking cool development, I think it destroyed him. I think it destroyed his desire to keep doing things. And I don't blame him. I don't run that project. I have not been paid as any part of the project. I was more just supporting and promoting it in conjunction with Stosh because I believed in it and I believe in Stosh and he does great things, but he can only take so much too. Like he's essentially like a one-man show, and he put in a lot of his own money. Anything he made from the Spark Exchange, he put back into the Spark Exchange and then some. So like, anyway, what's the square root of 7? What would it be, like 2 something? I don't know. Computer, what's the square root of 7? 2.649. Something. There you go.
All right. Now, here was my favorite one.
Oh man, the Upland community, like I said before, it's probably one of the greatest little clubs I've been in.
Oh, the community is essential to my Upland soul.
Without the community in Upland, there would be no Coach Funk.
Same. It's the community.
Well, the community is everything.
The Upland community is everything.
Upland community is one of the greatest.
Oh, the Upland community has been the game.
It's the community that makes it more than just a game. It makes it a way of life.
The Upland community is the most important thing for me in Upland.
They impacted my whole gameplay.
Without the community, I wouldn't even say like I would have the experience that I do in the game.
I get a lot of truly human connections in this online community.
This is why I play Upland. Like I just meet these cool people, these cool friends, and it's just like nice to hang out and chat with them.
Some of the players actually are really cool people.
The Upland community is what makes Upland meaningful.
Every time you grade quit, is somebody in the community that's that'll inspire you somehow to not quit.
So they don't. Recognize, brother. I feel you.
No.
Hey, there he is. Fellow
There he
nominee, Vulgar Uplander. Welcome, welcome. We were just enjoying a flashback of 31 to 31 and also talking about how the UpX podcast has been officially blackballed from all Upland. We are excommunicado. If this was a John Wick film, we would not be able to use our gold coins anymore.
This one was fun.
All right. Let's do some more fun stuff.
Flatulent Frenchie, my original block explorer.
My block explorer.
My director block explorer.
My block explorer.
My block explorer.
My block explorer.
My personal block explorer.
My personal block explorer.
My block explorer. Directors.
My BE.
My director's explorer.
My director block explorer.
My block explorer.
All right.
That's my soul.
The question there was, what's one item
You'd never sell. Yeah.
Probably the titty drink. It was not the titty drink. It was the rant. It was the over exaggerated rant from G Week not being live. Even though we apologized and took down the video, that Upland has never since then done anything. But even before that, like they didn't promote any of the 31 and 31. Correct me if I'm wrong. They didn't repost it. They didn't tweet about it. Like,
No.
And we showcased 31 of the most amazing Uplanders in the game. The most amazing, genuine players of all levels, of all skill sets, of all background. And they didn't tweet or post or share a single one. Unbelievable. Like,
We did get one like this week on the montages from Upland on the community clip, but no retweets. And if you look at 31 Uplanders in 31 days, we had 11 international players, 200, and at the time of the recording of it, we had 236 years, 5 months, and 4 days of Upland playing experience with the people we interviewed. They had a net worth of 2,068,461,271 UpX was their net worth at the time. They had a overall properties of 63,515 properties and total up square of 6,288,055 up square.
We got nominated because I truly believe that came from the community. Like, I think that there would have been such an outcry from the community if we weren't nominated. It wouldn't have surprised either of us. But
Yeah,
that was 100%.
I mean, we went hard on the rant on the Saturday when they had Saturday after. So we had a Thursday show. We said, do not, you're in the window that you can't announce that it's canceled. You have to wait till after April Fools, or you have to announce that you're holding G Week Live. Then the next day they came out and said that G Week Live is canceled, that they're just going to do digital only and it's going to be great. So that Saturday, we were still in the April Fools window, and we legit thought that it was April Fools because there was no way about it. And we went super hard. We said a lot of stuff that was, we took it too far.
I took it too far. Like, you don't have to. I took it too far. It was 100% on me. I went super hard because in my mind it was going to be hilarious because you got us. Like, look at how silly TML looks because he was so mad that we weren't going to have it, but psych, we are. Just kidding. And then we have to go, oh my gosh, we got egg on our face. How silly. Of course they're going to have it live. Like, we played it up. I went way too hard because I got into it, and it was like, I liked playing into it and seeing how extreme I could push it. The second we were told that it was not a joke and that it was for real,
and we
the
crossed the
video was
line.
taken down, and we sincerely apologized. Like,
and we did it on the show too.
Yeah.
The following show, we pulled the video down. That Thursday show, we talked about that we went too far. We apologized.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But doesn't matter. You know what? That's all it takes for, at that point, nearly 5 years of being absolutely dedicated to Upland broadcasting and content. Didn't matter.
No, but I've still enjoyed hanging out with the community every Thursday for the last almost 5 years. Yeah, dude, those Zoom calls were fun.
No, hey, I'm not a bad influence on Goldie. Cheese is a bad influence on Goldie and me, for the record. Goldie and I, left to our own devices, would probably just sit in separate corners of a room and not talk to each other. However, Cheese in the middle, shenanigans abroad. But yeah, what were you saying?
Nah.
Eh.
I was trying to avoid all of that in this episode, but there it went. I was waiting for next week's episode to do that.
Nah. We don't want to overshadow the big announcement that's happening next week that you don't want to miss.
Yeah, you don't want to miss it.
It will be a interview or something else that will blow your mind. I guess the way I should say it, it will be a special treat.
Yeah. But I can't believe it's 5 years next Thursday.
Half a decade. That's crazy. Half a decade. This show, wait, what's your how old your youngest kid?
My youngest kid was not born.
Yeah. This show is older than your youngest kid.
Yeah. We started June 17th, and my youngest kid was born in August, and I think I missed that episode actually.
Because you had to go to a childbirth? You wuss.
Yeah, I think no. I was clear. We got out of the hospital in time. I did not miss it. I just rolled
Wait,
back the calendar to 2020.
Did you do a live stream on the same day that your wife gave birth?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. That would have been impressive.
He was born on a Sunday.
Oh, okay. But still.
He was born on a Sunday, but he had jaundice, so I was like, I was starting to get antsy as the closer we got to Thursday. I'm like, I got a podcast to do. I got to get out of here.
You're like, kid, go one way or the other, but make up your mind. I got a show to do. That's horrible, man. Jesus.
I really enjoyed you know, and that's the fun part is just the rapport that we developed and how we can, you know, how we can figure things out very quickly and play off of each other. And we established that very quickly in the starting of the show.
Yeah, that's true. And Volker, we did address this a little bit earlier. We're happy to spread the love. We absolutely love that there are new broadcasters getting to do these interviews and to do this stuff. That is not our issue. The issue is like, if you're going to do that, I mean, give us some communication. Let us know. Again, we have been interviewing every single year. We always have had an interview for G Week. And then to not give us an interview, to not give us any content, to not any of the announcements. We Too Stupid has reached out to ask, hey, can we get somebody from Upland to come do our show to talk about some of these announcements, to talk about things that are coming up, and to then not give us anything at all, and no communication around it. Not even a, hey guys, just a heads up. We know that you guys are used to getting interviews. We got a couple new broadcasters that we're really showcasing, and we're trying to help grow their audience. Love that. Absolutely would have no problem with that. But that's not.
But there was no communication. There was no communication. And that was our point. I'm not salty about not being, it's been amazing being able to have those interviews. And as we said before you showed up, Vulgar, that, well deserving to get the interview. High Park Ninjas, well deserving to get the interview. But it was just 100%. A common courtesy of, for 4 years during G Week, we had some sort of interview. And all they had to do was reach out and explain that, to be like, hey, just a heads up. This is the direction we're going. We appreciate everything you guys have done. But it was just nothing. All of a sudden, it was an announcement that, hey, you have the interview with Idan. The High Park Ninjas have the interview with Dirk. And there were more interviews in the past, too. Even if there were more interviews with Upland staff in the past, too, through the G Weeks, especially, not in 21, but 22, 23, 24, there were a lot of different interviews. So it was just, it's just a common courtesy,
Yeah. Yep. No, I think in the past, didn't they give all the nominees an interview? Like, didn't they let all the nominees have an interview?
I think so.
Like,
because Loyal had it the first, it was, second year, Y2K didn't have an interview because he couldn't make it. He couldn't make the travel. But I know the first year it was us, Loyal. I can't remember who the first year was, but Loyal had an interview. It was Uplando. So we all had interviews. Second year, pretty much a lot of the nominees had it.
That was during the Christmas episode, I think. The holiday episode.
Yeah, that was the holiday episode.
Yeah, we literally had an annual Genesis show. Like, anyway.
But I didn't want this episode to be about that. I didn't want to focus on it because because of the community, we've been nominated 4 years in a row.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's to me, that's we know that we're not going to win. Like, it would be, I mean, we would be honored.
I still believe. I still have hope.
I mean, I'm not saying, I don't even want to say we should win because that's arrogant.
You're right.
Because there are really good broadcasters. All of the nominees absolutely have a reason that they were nominated and have a reason that they could and should win. But I am saying, the amount of content, the amount of engagement, the 31 and 31 alone, to me, pushes it into like, you really should be considering us. But again, you guys are like the two old guys from the Muppet Show, who, for the record, were my favorite characters. That and Animal, the drum.
Absolutely. I'm right there with you.
Animal. Maybe it was the toe. The toe was the nail in the coffin.
Oh.
Well done. But anyway.
No, I mean, and I appreciate you hanging out for the 31 and 31 because that was way more work than I thought.
Clovis. Dude, I'm getting a call right now from Clovis, California. How weird is that? Hello?
They want to buy your house.
Hello?
They're buying your house.
Oh.
Did you win something?
Oh, someone trying to change my password to something I've never heard of.
Give them a good password. Give them your password.
Wait, hold on. Please
and your
use
banking
my social
information.
security number, which is 257,389. Nope. All right.
No. It's
Oh, wait, were we live? I probably shouldn't have given my social.
No, you shouldn't have. But yeah, we thought we were going to knock out the 31 interviews pretty quickly, and it went farther than we thought. And no, but I appreciate you supporting 31 Uplanders in 31 days. That's, there.
It was, yeah, that was a.
You did say we took the best of the best. I mean, we didn't get Maui, and then we did leave content creators out, some of the more popular people in the community, but we did have a wide.
Yeah, I try. I shouldn't say the best of the best because there was a lot of people that we specifically didn't interview as well. Other active broadcasters. We didn't want. We wanted to get people on stage that hadn't really, been heard of for the most part. But yeah, you had Maui on the other day.
Yeah, she's gone on Vulgar a couple of times. She just doesn't like us.
Oh man, she just blacklisted us.
She blacklisted us from day one.
I think it's confirmed Maui works for Upland. I think we can confirm that now. We had our suspicions. Maui secretly works for Upland. Yes, Jim absolutely did a great job in the 31 Uplanders. He organized it all. He scheduled the interviews. He did the interviews. He got the questions. He did the editing, the posting, the promoting. I literally showed up and half the time didn't even know which questions. Like, he would have to message me, like, don't forget, these are your questions. So, all of it.
Yeah, we had a system worked out. If the Uplander was on, if it was an even day, one of us did it. If it was released on an odd day, the other one let off the questions. So we had it pretty worked out.
Yeah, no, it was fun. Exhausting, but it was fun. Ooh, Shaq got 3 Hong Kong.
Yeah, and then
who got the Hong Kong badges? Anybody good? Like, did we get like the biggest and the most?
They did not announce those yet. Usually they announce them pretty quickly.
I want to know who went hard on Hong Kong.
Now, X1 did give us compliments about the effort we put into 31 and 31, but that was just in messages.
Mm-hmm. Wait, the question is, after you minted those 3, did you feel hungry an hour later? No. I nabbed a bunch and ran out of epics.
There we go.
Come on, streak.
Yeah.
I think there was a typo there, but anyway. Just the smallest is hard since is an 8 up 2 and 3 9 up 2
Up squares.
up squares.
We learned that early on when we interviewed Edon early on.
Up squares.
That was a debate, and he settled it for us
You
years and
PQs.
years ago. 5 years
You-
ago.
Yeah, but that's like GIFs and GIFs, right? I don't care what the
True.
you can create. I'm gonna say it how I want to say it. Up 2s, 9 up 2s.
All right. Any other rants you got
For today?
for today?
No, I think I'll save the good stuff for a
really
really big show next week.
Oh, and
A really, really, really big show that you don't want to miss. With a big announcement.
love it. All right. Hey. Everybody be safe. Have fun. We'll see you out there in the metaverse, and we'll see you next week. Where's my video?
Where is your video?
I don't know. Oh, there
Here's
it
my
is.
toe. Here's my toe until the video comes.
We're in and we are out with the toe. Ooh, do we do the normal one or the old school one?
Jeez, Pete. I'm flexible, but give a guy a break. Go old school.
Old school, done.
It's the Optics Podcast, baby. Glad you tuned in. Got your host, thank me later, and too stupid to win. Might be coming up. Session as soon as you begin. Start out king of the street, then lock in iconic in. Welcome to Upland. Grab your Optics, man. On your way in the door, hit you with $4,000. Get to buying and gripping, then to selling and flipping. Over to moving and shucking. I'm Scrooge McDuckin' in Optics.